done here in a short period of time. Obviously, throughout the time that he's been here, he's the all-time winningest coach. So that speaks for itself. And the proximity to home, the recruiting base, it's just intriguing. I think this program is definitely on the rise. We don't feel like it's peaked until we can say we national contenders, and I think we're on our way.
Facilities and the winning, like you said, make your job easier in the recruiting part of it, but you've recruited some Texas kids to some places a lot further away from Texas and Stillwater, Oklahoma.
No doubt. I think the facilities here speaks for himself. I mean, all you have to do is get them here on campus and it sells. So it won't be hard to do, obviously, with the wins. Kids want to be a part of winners, and the facilities, if you can get them here, it'll sell itself.
What do you feel like you most bring to the staff? Obviously, your time at UTEP, your time working for Jim Grove at Wake Forest. Just maybe what did you learn at those previous spots that you can maybe apply here?
I think the biggest thing with me is I don't need attention. I just want to work and be a part of a winning tradition. Obviously, selfish. I don't need any recognition. I just want to coach, have fun, and help kids reach their goals.
It's nice to have fun, though, with what you're doing. How fun is that room, the other coaches you're now working with? Because you had really no time to jump into spring and build a camaraderie.
Right.
I mean, you jumped right in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously I'm running a little bit, but I tell you, when you got 5 seniors in the room with you, it's easy. Like I said, I mentioned before, good people. Glenn Spencer, Van Malone, Joe Bob, I mean, great guys, and even our support staff has been phenomenal. So it's easy for me. As long as I'm coaching ball and around good people, I can roll with it.
Can you describe what those first couple of days were like? Because you came in, I think, the second day of spring or something like that, and just I'm sure it was a whirlwind.
All I can say is fast. I mean, it's just, I've heard, up-tempo, this and that about our offense, but everything's fast. I mean, coaching and going and just trying to transition with terminology. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, I've never been through it before. I can't describe it. I think you can only go through it to experience it and know what it's like. You can't describe how fast and up-paced this offense is, and trying to coach against it defensively. It's tough, but obviously we're going to have to do that week in and week out throughout this conference.
Does a guy like Daquan Lowe kind of help out a little bit in that? Because he's kind of a fairly smart kind of player.
Well, I say he's smart. Obviously, he's a great player. The good thing about D-Lo is he wants to get better. I mean, he's a really good player, but he wants to be great, and I think he's well on his way to doing so.
What about, at the other spot, you got Shamil Gary, who played a lot, and Lindell Johnson, who's making the transition. Just kind of how do you see that position battle?
Very competitive. Not to cut you off, but I think it's very competitive. Obviously, I think good players want competition. The good thing about that group, though, is as competitive as it is, they're still good teammates. I've been in some competitive situations where they didn't speak. But these guys are willing to help each other and learn and grow as a group, and that's why we're going to be very good.
Talked to Van Malone a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how the relationship between the cornerbacks coach and the safeties coach is so key. How has that been going so far as your relationship with Van? Seems like a pretty easy guy to get along with.
I think it makes the transition really smooth. Obviously, I wouldn't have taken the job if his personality we would be together, and I think he wanted a guy that could come in and say, hey, we working together, we're as one, so the kids see that, they believe in it, and that's why I'm here. I want to work with guys that believe in team. Van is exceptional with that, and I'm glad to be here, a part of it.
How much fun is it? I mean, you played against Texas. I mean, I realize A&M went the other direction, but you're familiar with these teams. How exciting is it to be back in a conference you grew up in as a player?
I think it speaks volumes for what I want to do professionally. Obviously, it brings me closer to home, more familiarity with the conference and geographical situation. Obviously, I'm excited. I can't wait to kick it off and get in the conference. Obviously, we want to win that first one against Mississippi State and do all we can to prepare ourselves for that. But I'm excited to be back in this part of the country.
There's been a lot of talk as